Good morning, Unity of Carlsbad, and welcome to this beautiful day. My name is Robyn Plante, the senior minister here, and we have Jack Nalbandian with us again today to lead us in wonderful songs as we come together in one mind and one heart to pray, to sing, to lift up our consciousness together as a beacon in our world. So thank you for your support, your love, your energy, your financial support for Unity of Carlsbad that makes this ministry possible today. So let us begin with prayer. As we come together and allow ourselves to settle into the presence and power of God right here, right now. We take a breath and on the exhale, letting go of anything you don't need right now. As we open up to that greater love that is our true nature, true spiritual nature. And as we allow our consciousness, our body, our mind, our spirits to be filled to overflowing with that light and love of God, we give thanks for this day. We give thanks for this time on earth to love, to be, to live, to grow, in God individually and to grow in God together. And so may this day be a ministry of love right where you are and wherever you go today. That ministry of love that touches all hearts and minds in your path and in your imagination, to bless, to heal, to unite, to harmonize, and bring forth God's magnificent good. So we say, thank you, God, for this opportunity to be your love this day. Amen. And now Jack will lead us in a...
Good morning, Unity of Carlsbad. We're going to sing Higher Place, written by Daniel Nehemiah. We've sang this before. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul arising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul arising to a higher place. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul arising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul arising to a higher place. No more forward, no more backward, no more spinning around and around. My life is moving ever upward. My feet are leaving the ground. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul arising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul arising to a higher place. Verse 2. No more downward, no more darkness, no more wondering the point of it all. My life is destined, oh, for greatness. My soul has answered the call. Up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul arising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul arising to a higher place.
Yay. Thank you, Jack. Up, up, up to a higher place. Yes, that's what we're doing today. My 2-year-old grandson, every time he wants to be picked up, he says, up, up, up. What a great pose, you know, we find ourselves not up to say up, 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 up to a higher place. Oh, so are we there yet? Do you remember asking that when you were a kid in the car, or maybe as an adult, right? You're on a long car trip. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? I've heard that it phrased in many ways in this time we're in now, with many waiting to just, quote, get back to normal, right? When the news looks good and the COVID cases are down, our hopes go up, 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 up. But then when the news looks bad, COVID cases, numbers up, our hopes deflate, and feelings may come up of frustration, anger, disappointment, confusion. And if that happens, know that those reactions are completely normal. So the good news is that we have spiritual tools to work through anything and everything that is coming up right now. We don't have to stay in the frustration. We don't have to stay in the anger, the disappointment. We can feel it, release it, and move through it to that higher place. So this month in our newsletter, you'll see that there are some body, mind, spirit workshops. These are experiential evenings starting August 11th, 3 Tuesdays in August, that will guide you through stress relief for body, mind, and spirit. So I hope you join me for that. We'll have some self-massage for head, arms, and hands, some self-Reiki, and also some toning, chanting and toning. So that's coming up in August. I was reflecting. It's always good to keep a sense of humor, right? So I was reflecting on the Peanuts cartoon that came to mind. Do you remember the one where Lucy is holding the football? And she's done this before. And she says, come on, Charlie Brown, you can kick the football. And he says, well, I don't know. And she talks him into it. She goes, really, I'll hold it and you can come and kick it. And so he says, all right. So she's holding the football on the ground and he runs. And at the last minute, she moves it away. She takes it away and he goes plop. And this, as the board and I are looking at putting together an outdoor service, we don't know when the senior center will be available, but as we look at putting together an outdoor service, the changeable nature of this time with COVID-19 makes planning really difficult. There's, state mandates that come in, public health concerns, and of course, safety is our primary concern as well. So we keep our sense of humor, we keep flexible, we're following what we can, and we'll be able to kick that football, so to speak, when the time is right. So in the meantime, we're glad that you're here, that you're bringing your energy, your love, your support, and knowing that we're going through all of this together and we can all grow through this together, which may require a lot of patience, right? Well, you've heard that patience is a virtue. And did you know that it's also one of the fruits of the Spirit that in the Bible, Paul's letter to the Galatians, that patience is listed as one of the 9 aspects as putting on the mind of Christ. So having patience is part of putting on the mind of Christ. I like how Father Thomas Keating explains it, that the fruits of the spirits are indications of God's presence at work in us. And when we are rooted in spirit, these fruits of the spirit naturally blossom, bloom, and bless everyone in our lives. So when we are patient, we are not so disturbed by the ebb and flow of human activity and not so disturbed by our emotional reactions to what's happening. We feel our feelings, that's important, but we don't let them dominate our awareness or our actions. We wait with confidence, which is really, waiting with confidence is really faith, right? Because it doesn't mean do nothing, but it means as you're acting to have that confidence, for that faith, for perfect outworking in every situation, especially during periods of dryness or dark nights of the soul, or when times seem stalled. So patience, we're talking about today. And patience is grounded in faith. And as we deepen the spiritual aspect, we internalize the promises that Jesus spoke of to ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be open to you. So have you been asking, seeking, and knocking? Or have you just put it all on hold until things, quote, get back to normal? I had an awareness this week that, as well as patience and faith, bringing forth our imagination is crucial right now. Because visualizing and creating in our minds first contain the energy of life, the building blocks of manifestation. When we do that, we participate in the vibration of creation. So when we put our dreams, our goals, our heart's desires on the back burner, where does that life energy go? Maybe to what something else that gets our attention that's not so generative, life generative. So I encourage you this week to daydream, go out in nature, daydream, and create something this week. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe something you haven't baked a cake in a long time. It can be really simple, or planting a flower, or doing some art, some doodles, some watercolors. I did that at the park the other day. I haven't done watercolors in a long time, and it was so relaxing of the mind. So creating something this week, not for the product, but for the process of being engaged in the energy of life. Something that gets the imagination, your powerful imagination going and life energy flowing. I was delighted to read about this mother a mother of 3, who decided to make it fun for her family in March when everything was closed down. Here's what she did. Actually, the way she worded it was to make it less miserable for my kids. So her imagination led her to have more holidays. And so in April, she fixed her family a full Thanksgiving dinner, setting the table with all the trimmings, the candles, everything. Pulled out her decorations. In May and June, she and the kids had two, not one, but two Halloweens. So the kids put on their Halloween costumes. They brought out the Halloween decorations, and the kids went trick-or-treating from room to room in the house and filled up their bags. And then in July, they had Christmas in July. They got out the tree, they got out the ornaments, they baked cookies, they put up the lights, they sang together, and there were presents too. The kids opened presents that were under the tree. So the power of imagination to lift us up to that higher place is available to you right now where you're sitting. Are we there yet? Are we here yet? We know that happiness is not a destination, but an experience of living. And make no mistake, in these challenging times where so much is uncertain about so many things, the intensity and speed of change right now is pulling forth our spiritual gifts to the forefront. You feel that? It's like it's drawing out from a depth maybe stronger than ever before. And that we have what it takes to make it through these times victoriously. You have what it takes to make it through these times victoriously when we are rooted in spirit. We have to have the roots in spirit to have the fruits of spirit, rooted and fruited. So I know that you have a daily spiritual practice, prayer, meditation, meditative walk, to have a checkup from the neck up. Imelda Shanklin, this is classic unity. I love her, the way she writes. I want to share this with you from her book, What Are You? Your mind is your world. Your thoughts are the tools with which you carve your life story on the substance of the universe. When you rule your mind, you rule your world. When you choose your thoughts, you choose results. So this ties into our unity principle of thoughts held in mind produce after their kind more thoughts like them, and more thoughts turn into beliefs. More thoughts guide our attention leads to action. She also reminds us, your mind will do for you anything you ask of it. It will reveal to you hourly the thing you need to know for that hour. Good advice now, right? When it's difficult to plan. She says, you do not have to wait on time or inspiration on any work. You can do well at one time as you can another. Time is always yours, and inspiration is continuous. Divine inspiration is continuous. Divine inspiration is here now, already occurring without stress or strain. And so we just take a breath and welcome. Hello, divine inspiration. It's here now. Divine inspiration is here now. I invite you to affirm that with me. Divine inspiration is here now. Divine inspiration is here now. Divine inspiration is continuous. Divine inspiration is continuous. I align with divine inspiration. I align with divine inspiration. I align with divine inspiration. So in these transformative times, and we remember that when something is transforming, it's messy. It can be very messy because old things are being released, some things are staying. It's all being woven together as new energy comes in. So in this energy of transformative times, while it's bringing up our spiritual strengths to the surface to be employed, put forth, it's also bringing up other stuff. Have you noticed? Individually and collectively, we want to move forward. We just want to be there already. But there's stuff in the basement that needs to get cleaned out. I've heard people say, excuse me, that this whole COVID thing is bringing out the worst in me. It's bringing up old stuff I thought I healed years ago. Spent a lot of time healing years ago. Was it really not healed? Well, it was healed on another level, but there are many layers and levels to healing. So if it's something is up again, that means it's up for a deeper healing. Sometimes on our spiritual path, it can appear as if we're going backwards, like a personal retrograde. You know, a situation will arise, our buttons get pushed, we might find ourselves bewildered, thinking, you know, I thought I healed that. I've done a lot of forgiveness work, especially with that person. I've made peace with that. How come it's here again? Relationship issues, work situations, money, things, some situation, boundary issues. Well, this is when it's helpful to remember the lesson of the necklace. Now, how many of you have ever tried to untangle a necklace? Or maybe a tangled garden hose or extension cord? You know, something like this. And our first instinct is to pull, you know, to pull it, to get it free, right? But have you noticed that when we just pull it forward, it just gets more tangled? There's resistance, it just gets more tangled. So I found myself, you know, like shaking it, turning it upside down, tossing it around just to get things loose. And to see it from a different, you know, perspective, to find where does that thread end? And untangling requires a slow, steady hand to thread back the way we came. And that seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? And a slow, steady hand. So yeah, it's going to take me a little bit longer to do this one. But our lives sometimes are like that. You know, when we find ourselves in a tangle, we must tread back the way we came. And we might have resistance. We don't want to do that. We were done with that. We already went there. But sometimes we must tread back slowly and carefully, revisiting old places to become completely disentangled and free to move forward. So what are the tangles, or what tangles things up and restricts our life energy? Unresolved pain, unresolved anger or grief. See a lot of that being expressed right now. And the thing is, there's healthy ways to express that. Other tangles, expecting the worst, or jealousy, blame, jumping to conclusions, judging by appearances. These are all straitjackets that thwart our creative life energy. to heal what needs to be healed, to reveal what needs to be revealed, and to live life with the fullness, in the fullness of spirit, allowing our roots and our fruits to, in God, to seed, to blossom, to grow, to sprout from those seeds. The seeds are already here. And so it's helpful to remember to have the self-compassion as you're going through this time, as we are all going through this time, that in times of rapid spiritual growth or intense spiritual growth, there's can be a back and forth thing of old habits, old thoughts, and it might seem like, 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of progress. So to have that patience again and that faith as we release these outworn or unhelpful ideas and ways of being, and this process can repeat until we're very clear that we can let it go. We don't want to be in that confused tangle anymore. We don't want to live in anger. We don't want to live in disappointment. We don't want to live in blame. We want to live in that higher place. And that's when we become willing to follow divine guidance into freedom, to live, to be, to create beauty, love, joy, unity for self and others. And so this week, let us tap into that spiritual quality, that spiritual fruit of patience, that quiet endurance as we do what is ours to do. Our inner work and our outer work as we are guided in the world to do. We can see this in our society right now, revisiting issues that are up to be acknowledged and healed. And our personal work will help with that untangling on a collective level. I like this from the founder of the Common Way Institute, Sharif Abdullah, whose core work is inclusivity, societal transformation, and inclusivity. Our society will transform the way people do, not by criticism, not by judgment and separation. We need love, compassion, baby steps, and lots of encouragement. Love, compassion, baby steps, and lots of encouragement as we grow these fruits of the Spirit. So rooted in Spirit, we go and we grow. So I'll leave you with this from Unity Minister Charles Roth. Patience is waiting. And while you are waiting, living. It is living completely in the present moment, drinking in the good that is in it, while in the back of your mind, you gratefully know that increasing good is on the way. Increasing good is on the way. Your increasing good is on the way. And so it is. And now we'll hear from Jack again to prepare us for meditation.
So the song I'm going to sing for you is called Nearer Than the Air. And it was written by Michael Gott. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed is already there. Closer than the sunlight, near nearer than the air. And I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit. It is health to my body. It is peace to my mind. It is joy to my soul. And I breathe out a simple prayer of thank you. And my breath becomes a song that we're singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. Feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, all I ever needed is already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air.
Thank you, Jack. That was beautiful. And so now we're going to enter our time of meditation, and you'll hear my voice, but I'm going to put on a picture of the Unity Fountains, Unity Village Garden for our meditation today. So as we enter our meditation time, let us relax even more with the breath into this present moment. As we loosen our grip on tomorrow and know that we are guided right here, right now, and in every day of our lives. As we tune in to the beauty within and the beauty in this moment. The presence and power of God right here, right now. Grounding us in the peace of this moment. Allow your mind to relax and open even more fully to divine insight that is right here, right now, filling you to overflowing. This inner fountain of spirit poised in this present moment, we trust. Trust in God. Trust in God and within us, all around us, and each other as we trust in the process of life. We were born into this earth, in this environment that naturally supports us. Just as the wildflowers grow, the wildflowers are the earth made green and growing. We are God made alive and growing, rooted in spirit and born to earth. And with each breath, we tune in to our divine rhythm that pulses in sync with nature, with the heartbeat of the universe. I am in the heart of God, and God is in my heart. I am rooted in the heart of God, and God is rooted in my heart. I am blossoming in the heart of God, and God is blossoming in my heart. And let us relax into this now as we share a moment in the silence. And now returning our awareness to this room, let us carry with us the beauty within and the beauty that awaits our creation. As we open our eyes and take a moment to feel gratitude for the lush green plants and flowers, knowing we are one with the earth, one with God and each other. And with grateful hearts, we say, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. And now Jack will lead us in our closing song.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is. The light of God surrounds us. Love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is, God is, God is, God is, God is, God is, God is. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is, 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 God is. God is, and all is well.